To say that Stellaris has a lot of systems is probably the understatement of the year. There is so many functionality here that it's kind of difficult to see the trees through the forest. However, there is one particular feature that I feel is underappreciated and underestimated in terms of its value, and that is the Intel system. Now, the Intel system is something that you can run into very early on. As soon as you have first contact with an alien empire, you can deploy your Intel. How does it work? Well, as we have a empire over here or an empire over here, what we can do here is we can deploy a spy. We can create a spy network, which is very, very useful. So essentially what we can do here is we can deploy a spy to build a spy network and start gaining information on an empire. And that will be relatively straightforward. Like, they will start ticking up resources on the enemy, and this is called an infiltration level. Right now we can get an infiltration level on this empire which is 50, and that can change depending on a certain level that you have on encryption or decryption. However, the information that we're particularly interested in is this one: Intel. If you've made first contact with an alien empire, you will have a current Intel level of 10, and that will basically give you nothing. You will know nothing about this empire, which is highly problematic, because if they don't like you, then you're going to be running into some problems, because you don't know where their planets are, you don't know what their space is laid out, you don't know where their fleets are, but most importantly, if they are hostile or if they got something that you want, you don't know what their ship layout is like. And you will need to get this Intel number up to 60 in order to get that information. Now, there's a wide variety of ways that you can increase your intel. You can get yourself an embassy with this empire. You can get yourself a migration treaty or a variety of other treaties. Just take the ones that do not block you from going to war. However, there is one that is particularly interesting, and that is the gather information function. Every single time you do the gather information, you will get 5 additional intel on an enemy empire, and then it will automatically start ticking down. There's a maximum of 20 you can get here, and it's very interesting to see what you can do in this particular case, because you can get a lot of information about an empire. So what kind of information are we talking here? Well, let's go over towards these friends to the north. This is the Valmanax Monopoly. The Valmanax Monopoly are a very, very annoying bunch, because they are a criminal syndicate. And they should probably burn in hell for that, because they have deployed all sorts of franchises to my worlds, increasing crime, and now I've got riots in the street and gang wars backing those up. However, because I have deployed a espionage network, spies are all over the place, I now have up to 60 intel with these Xenos, which means that I have access to a bunch of cool information items, as well as a whole bunch of operatives that will help me subdue them in the long run. I know what kind of authorities they have, what kind of ethics they have, their origin, as well as their governments, and also their relics owned, which can be very useful if you're looking for some relic hunting. In terms of diplomacy, I will now know what kind of casus belli they have, what is their relative power to other empires, who are they rivaled with, who have they got deals with, and diplopacts, but also things like military intelligence. I know what casus belli they have, their relative fleet power, the location of their star bases, but most importantly, ship details. What do I mean by ship details? Well, I deployed a science ship into their capital to spy on them for a little bit. Specifically, their corvette fleet. Now, their corvette fleet is all they have. They don't have any destroyers. But I do now have a good idea of the layout of their ships. Behold, the Glock Blanche class corvette. They have kinetic weapons as well as missiles. They are mostly shield focused, and they have afterburners. This means that with this information, I can now build the perfect counter to their ships, because the problem I'm having is that they are equal in firepower, which is normally not the kind of fight that you want to take. However, considering I have destroyers with anti-missile weapons as well as missiles themselves, because they don't have any point defense and mass drivers to knock out their shields, whilst at the same time going for armor to counter them directly. Because of the intel and the time that I spent countering them, I now have the information needed to destroy them outright. They may be equivalent to me, but it does not mean that I cannot take them in a fight as of right now. And I will do so, and I will expel their corporation scum from my territory, because I will not have this happen within my stuff. This megacorp is going to die, and I am going to take the information with me and crush their criminal ways and gain control of their territory. So, Intel, do you ever use it? Do you have any use for it? And do you leverage its abilities in your favor? Has it been something that you may have been overlooking? Could be. Let me know down in the comments below. I'm looking forward to what you think about the Intel system, where it could be improved, or whether or not you learned something today. I'm going to go continue crushing these Xenos under my heel, because they deserve nothing less. Until next time, make sure that you check out this video that's on your screen right now. We take a little bit of a look at the relics and where they go up on the tier list. But in the meantime, though, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, take good care of yourself. And of course, crush those criminal megacorps, because they do not deserve to be in space.